Okay, let's unpack this. You've brought us a truly fascinating deep dive today, all about a racehorse whose name, well, it still echoes with raw power. Silent Suzuka.
Absolutely.
We've been diving into excerpts from Silent Suzuka, the unrivaled speedster, and our mission, like always, is to uncover the most important nuggets of knowledge, the key insights about this extraordinary animal, basically helping you get well-informed quickly.
And what's so fascinating here, I think, is how Silent Suzuka, right from his very beginning, he sort of defied expectations, and then he completely redefined what fast truly meant. But as we'll definitely see, he also faced these unexpected hurdles,
Right.
challenges that constantly tested him and his team. It really reveals some profound things about, talent and his limits.
So let's trace that journey back to the early days. He was born May 1st, 1994, Inahara Farm in Hokkaido.
Yep.
But those early days didn't exactly scream superstar, did they? Miki Wakabayashi, the trainer in charge then, he was actually worried.
He was.
Looked at this small horse and kind of wondered, can a horse this small really become a racehorse?
Yeah, those doubts, they vanished pretty quickly, though. Wakabayashi was just amazed.
Really? How so?
Well, how much faster Silent Suzuka was than the other horses. He just cleared training obstacles, pass others in one go.
Wow.
It wasn't just speed, it was this undeniable, innate drive. It seemed to totally defy his physical size.
And not just on the track either. There's that incredible story from winter training.
Oh, the snow.
Right. They deliberately put him in deep snow, sometimes right up to his belly, and he was just unconcerned, kept moving forward. Wakabayashi's reaction really sums it up. This horse is truly amazing.
Exactly. And those early signs were so crucial. They weren't just seeing raw talent.
Okay.
They were seeing this unique temperament forming. A horse with this incredible natural gift, but also this, fierce independence that would both, propel him to greatness, but also sometimes create these pretty significant challenges. It really hinted at that delicate balance, raw power needing careful handling.
So after these promising beginnings, we get to 1997, his 4-year-old season. Started with a bang, right?
Oh, yeah. February 1st, his debut, Kyoto Racecourse, 1,600 meters on turf.
And the favorite.
Overwhelming favorite, 1.3 to 1. And he won by a striking 7 lengths, just totally dominant.
7 lengths.
And Yutaka Take, who was riding another horse in that race, he watched him from behind and said, he may be small, but he runs in a very dynamic way. He has great form.
High praise. But that debut, as impressive as it was, it led straight into challenges.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
Inflammation in his leg right after the race.
Oh, no.
Which meant they had to cut back on training intensity. But despite that, the team was so set on the Satsuki show, the classic race,
Right.
that they decided to run him in the Yayur show anyway. His first try at a longer distance, 2,000 meters. They really believed his talent would just, carry him through.
And the Yayur show. Oh, boy. The drama there. You really won't believe this.
Something else.
Imagine the scene, right? Horses loading, tension building, and then Silent Suzuka just slips under the gate.
Under it.
Throws the jockey, Hiroyuki Uemura, who actually injures his leg. The horse goes outside the gate, won't go back in. Uemura, despite his injury, insists on riding him. He won't hand him over.
Incredible determination.
Right. But then, just before the restart, Silent Suzuka gets violent in the gate again. Veers way left at the start, ends up 10 horse lengths behind everyone else.
It's just chaos. But Uemura's determination, it really underscores that bond, doesn't it?
It does.
And the trainer, Hashida Mitsuru, even with all that chaos, he saw the potential. He said, right now he's too fast.
Too fast!
Yeah, but he has exceptional explosive power that comes from the flexibility of his muscles. In the future, he will be able to do well. Of course, the incident meant a gate re-examination, a 20-day suspension.
Big setback.
Huge. And this whole thing, it wasn't just drama, It highlighted this core tension in him, this immense, almost untamable power that needed such careful channeling, sort of foreshadowed the challenges ahead.
Hashida even wondered about the cause, didn't he? He said, I think he got lonely because the stable hand was gone and went through it, which is just such a fascinating insight.
It really is. Gives you a window into his personality.
Sounds almost like a high-strung kid.
But he did pass the gate test eventually after some practice.
He did, and then he promptly went out and won a conditional race by, again, a dominant 7 lengths.
Back on track.
Kind of. They skipped the Ioba show because of some mild fetlock inflammation.
Oh, okay.
But he still got his ticket to the Tokyo Yushin, the Japanese Derby, by winning the principal stakes, though only by a neck that time.
So After that roller coaster start to the season, how did he do in the big one, the Derby?
Well, he was the 4th favorite. They even tried a green Menko on him that's like blinkers, basically.
Right, to calm him down, block distractions.
Yeah.
Exactly. From the crowd noise, everything. But despite that, he just got swallowed up by the pack. Finished 9th.
Oof. Not a style at all.
Not at all. Being stuck in the pack like that, it really stifled his front-running style. And that experience, it led to a really crucial strategic shift.
Okay, what did they decide?
Hashida suggested to the owner, Nagai, that they should focus on middle-distance races to really use that overwhelming speed.
Makes sense.
With the big goal being the Tenno show, autumn, Nagai agreed. They realized they had to adapt to his unique way of running.
So how did that new strategy work out initially in the Kobe Shimbun High?
Well, he put it to the test immediately. Took a huge lead, first 1,000 meters in a blistering 59.3 seconds.
Wow.
3 lengths clear. Still had 4 lengths with 200 meters left. But then Machikan Fukukitaro came flying and caught him right at the wire.
Agonizing.
It was. And Uemura, the jockey, took responsibility. He actually withdrew as the main jockey after that.
Tough decision. So who came next?
The veteran jockey Kawachi Hiroshi stepped in for the Tenno show, autumn. But his first workout with Silent Suzuka was, well, telling.
How so?
The horse just ran out of control, couldn't be stopped. It really highlighted how difficult his temperament could be, even for someone really experienced. This horse just wanted to run flat out.
So that 1997 Tenno show, autumn, how did it go?
You got extremely agitated before the race, just couldn't settle down. And although he took that massive lead again, 7, 8, then 10 lengths.
Incredible lead.
It was, but he just ran out of gas in the final straight, finished 6th. It was clear his temperament was still a major hurdle.
And the season ended kind of disappointingly after that too, right?
Yeah, 1997 finished rough. The Mild Championship was his worst ever finish, 15th place.
15th? Wow.
Yeah, partly because they tried fixing his turning habits by running him on tatami mats.
Tatami mats.
Yeah, it's a training technique meant to refine stride. But for him, it just seemed to stress him out, going against his natural free-running style. Then he finished 5th in the Hong Kong International Cup. Just showed flashes, but yeah, no sustained dominance.
After that Hong Kong race, Yutaka Take, who rode him there, he had a really crucial insight, didn't he?
He absolutely did.
He said, although he lost today, this horse is suited to races where you don't hold back. Despite the loss, that sounds pivotal. What was so critical about that?
That insight from Teki, it really was the turning point. It wasn't just an observation. It was like finding the key.
The key?
Yeah, the key to unlocking his full potential. It meant finally recognizing that his exceptional explosive power, the thing that made him so fast, needed to be unleashed, not held back or constrained.
Okay, so don't hold back. Let him run his race. How did they translate that into strategy for 1998?
The decision for 98 was crystal clear. Focus on 1,800-meter races.
Ah, the specific distance.
Exactly. The team figured, okay, 2,000 meters is too long, 1,600 meters is too short. His sweet spot is 1,800 meters. And this, it shows a crucial lesson for managing any kind of talent.
How so?
Recognizing and optimizing for someone's true strength, their sweet spot, instead of forcing them into a traditional box. It can unlock performance you never thought possible.
Like finding the right event for an athlete.
Precisely. Finding that 1,800-meter distance was about perfectly aligning his immense power with the race structure that suited his body and his need to run free.
And did it work? Did it pay off quickly?
Almost immediately. He won the Valentine Stakes by 4 lengths. Ran fast, but this time he managed to regain his composure a bit. Showed growth. Proved the strategy was right.
Okay, good start.
Then came his first major win, the Nakayama Kinnan. That's a G2 race.
Yeah.
So high level. It was breathtaking. He took this monstrous lead, 10, maybe 13 lengths by the 1,000-meter mark.
13 lengths.
Insane. He faltered a tiny bit, showed some awkwardness on the right-handed track, but still just pulled away and won convincingly.
Wow. And that was just the beginning of his peak, right? He really hit his stride after that.
Oh, yeah. That was just the preview. He then went on to absolutely dominate 2 races on left-handed tracks, where he was even better.
Okay, which ones?
First, the Kokura Daishoten, a G3. Overwhelming 1.2 to 1 favorite, won by 3 lengths and set a new course record, 1 minute 46.5 seconds.
Record time. Nice.
Then, the Kinko Show, another G2, won by a huge 1.8 seconds margin. Again, record time. He had a 5-length lead by the second corner.
Unbelievable.
The crowd at Chukia Racecourse was going wild. Nagai, the owner, just applauding. And Yutaka Takateki after the race, he nailed it. He's in really good shape, and he's getting even stronger. I think Silent Suzuka can win against any horse today.
Sounds like he was untouchable at that point. Was there any worry about pushing him too hard or just pure excitement?
It felt like pure exhilaration. But then, yeah, a complication came up for the Takarazuka Kinnin. That's a G1 race, top tier.
Okay. What was the issue?
He was chosen by a fan vote, which was fantastic recognition. But Take was already booked to ride another top horse, Air Groove.
Scheduling conflict.
Exactly. And Take is personally frustrated. He said, I was hoping that one of them would withdraw. Things don't always go your way, do they? So another jockey, Minai Katsumi, got the ride.
So different jockey for his first potential G1 win. How did that go?
He still did it. Claimed his first G1 victory at the Takarazuka Kinnin. Fought off some fierce pursuit to win. And his time. Second fastest ever in that race at Henshin Racecourse.
Wow. So his dominance wasn't just about Take.
Exactly. It cemented his status. Top tier, no question.
Yeah. So heading into the autumn season, the Minichi-Okan, that G2 race, was the next step towards the big goal, the Tenno Show Otter.
Yep. That was Ishida's ultimate target. And Yutaka Teike was back on board for the Minichi-Okan.
Okay.
Which set up this scenario. The media loved a three-way showdown.
Oh, against who?
Two undefeated, highly rated foreign-bred 4-year-olds. El Condor Pasa and Grass Wonder.
Whoa, talk about pressure. How is Take feeling?
His confidence before that race was just palpable. He just calmly said, they're two strong 4-year-old horses, but we'll just go at Silent Suzuka's pace.
Just run their own race. Love it.
It spoke volumes about his belief in the horse, you know.
And did he? Did he run his pace?
Oh, did he ever? The Minichi-Okan drew this massive crowd, over 133,000 people at Tokyo Racecourse.
Huge.
Silent Suzuka, the favorite, just flew. High pace in the first half. He won by 2.5 lengths over El Condor Pasa. Yeah. Grass Wonder finished way back in 5th. It was just a masterclass in controlled, front-running speed.
Incredible performance under pressure.
And Take's reflection after summed it up perfectly. I didn't worry about the horses behind me. I just focused on keeping my own pace. It was really an easy win. He was really strong. He was absolutely peaking. Just this incredible blend of raw talent and now finally refined execution.
Which brings us, well, it brings us to the tragic climax.
Yeah.
The 118th Tenno Show Autumn. Trainer Hishida's biggest goal for the whole year. The field was unusually small, right? Only 12 horses. Maybe because everyone else was just scared of him.
It seemed that way. His dominance was just overwhelming.
And he drew box 1, the inside post. Advantageous. Made him the overwhelming favorite.
And the media narrative leading up to it was really interesting. You had some TV shows, some papers, trying to find reasons why he might lose.
Looking for an upset angle.
Right. But the vast majority opinion was just, he won't lose unless there's an accident. The whole conversation shifted. It wasn't if he would win.
It was how.
Exactly. How will he lead? How will he race? The expectation wasn't really about competition anymore. It was about witnessing.
Yeah.
Witnessing greatness.
And Yutaka Take, his pre-race declaration was so bold, I'll go at an overpace.
Just pure confidence.
And everyone agreed, right. Stable hands, Take.
Yeah.
His physical condition was the best it had ever been. Definitely the best time.
So the race starts. And Silent Suzuka just takes this ultra-fast lead. First 1,000 meters in 57.4 seconds.
Faster than the Minichi-Okan.
Even faster. He was a staggering 10 horse lengths ahead of the second horse just before the third corner. About 2 seconds clear at that point. He was just operating on a different level, pushing way beyond normal limits.
But then, just before the fourth corner?
Yeah. He suddenly lost pace.
The
injury. A comminuted fracture of the carpal bone in his left front leg. Basically, a shattered wrist bone.
Oh, terrible.
He had to be pulled up, withdrawn from the race. And tragically, he had to be euthanized.
This is heartbreaking.
Hashida's analysis afterwards was pretty stark. He believed the cause was simply that Silent Suzuka's speed. It exceeded the limits of his own bones.
Wow.
The part that acts like a shock absorber just couldn't take the pressure anymore, and it broke.
Yeah.
And that really raises this fundamental question, doesn't it, for any high-performance situation?
What happens when pure talent, pure force, pushes beyond the physical limits of the system containing it? Is there always a breaking point?
It seems like there might be.
Yutaka Take's words about that day. They're so profound, so emotional.
They really are.
He said, there are very few horses that can run at that top speed and break all those bones without falling. I thought maybe he was protecting me. I still think about Silent Suzuka very often. I wish I could have let him run at least another few hundred meters. Yes, it's such a shame. I still feel frustrated.
You can feel the weight of that memory. And the commentator, Kiyoshi Sugimoto, The next year at the Suzuka Kinnan, he captured that enduring legacy, that huge what if.
What did he say?
He said, "My dream is Silent Suzuka. Even though dreams will never come true, I wanted him to run against Derby and Grand Prix horses on this stage again." Just captures that feeling of unfinished potential.